Super Bowl champion Jalen Hurts and the 2-0 Philadelphia Eagles will host Super Bowl champion Matthew Stafford and the 2-0 Los Angeles Rams. All this talk about the Green Bay Packers. How about the Los Angeles Rams, who are the only team that was even remotely competitive with the Eagles in the postseason last January? Now think about this. The trenches. It's cold weather. We can already potentially see that we might have a rematch of this game later on the next January, but the Rams are out there at Lincoln Financial Field in September. We've got a great one. We have Cowboys-Bears as the game of the week. No idea why that game is the afternoon nationally televised game. The best game of week 3 will be the Rams and the Eagles because this is a matchup between the best two quarterbacks in the NFC. We'll start with Matthew Stafford. Somehow this Los Angeles Rams offense has gotten even more dangerous with the addition of Davante Adams after they lose fan favorite Cooper Kupp. Now, the play action with Sean McVay has never looked stronger. Their ability to push the football down the field looks effortless in his ability to find Puka Nacua in the intermediates. Use him on the sweep on a 4th and 1. He rumbles for the long touchdown, 45 yards, gives them the advantage against Tennessee. Yes, the game was a little bit closer than you would have wanted if you're a fan of Los Angeles, but you want to talk about dominance from a defensive line. 5 sacks on the day, 6 tackles for loss from LA. Cam Ward looked good, yes, but were the Rams ever really in danger of losing that game with how well they ran that football? 6 yards a carry, 150 yards on 25 carries. Overall, just an all-around sound performance. You'll win a game by 14 points, and it felt like you really didn't play all that well. Now for Philadelphia, the storyline is actually a lot similar. Because against the Cowboys, you feel like you left a whole lot on the table. Arguably, the best player of your defense, Jalen Carter, doesn't play against the Dallas Cowboys, and you don't give up any points in the second half to that talented offense. We saw what they just did to the New York Giants. Now, last week against Kansas City, does the offense stall? Yes. Is the run game as productive as you would like to be? No. Have they gotten A.J. Brown going yet? No. Still, you beat the 3-time Super Bowl champion Patrick Mahomes. This is going to be so fun to watch because of the elite defensive line play. How do these quarterbacks respond? Because Jalen Hurts has a far different style of being able to navigate the pocket, climb up into it, find a way to escape to his left or to his right, and get the football down the field to his playmaker weapons in Smith or A.J. Brown. Whereas Matthew Stafford, he'll climb up to the middle of the pocket, to the left, shifting his feet just a little bit, that arm angle a little bit to the right or the left to make the perfect throw down the field, because these defensive lines are good enough to make it tough on even the most talented quarterbacks in this conference. I got to talk about Andrew Nacua. Play of the game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Does Kelsey drop that ball? Yes. Andrew Nacua, though, makes a play down the sideline, gets tackled by Simmons, but they end up going down the field. 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. They go to Old Faithful, and they get it in for the touchdown, and they take a commanding 10-point lead. Was it a little close at the end? Yes. But again, they rely on the run game to salt it away. These teams are pretty even, have to tell you. If Eagle fans believe that Smith and A.J. Brown are the best wide receiver duo in football, you can let them believe that. But Puka Nacua and Davante Adams, these guys are just as dangerous. Love the physicality of both of them. Both of these guys do not get enough credit for their physical element that they bring. That these guys get beat up in the middle of the field. That they run routes every single part of the field. Remember how often Davante Adams worked out of the slot with Aaron Rodgers in his career? Putting up 1,500 yards, back-to-back seasons, over 10 touchdowns. This guy is still dangerous. He's still elite. He had over 1,000 receiving yards, if you didn't know that, last year. And it looks like he'll be on pace because he's working with the best number 2, even if you can call Nacua 2. You want to call 1A Nacua Adams, 1B, flip it around, whatever you want to do. You have to love it. Philadelphia's got to focus on that. Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, they'll have their hands full. Kuba in the back end, Zach Bond in the middle, Carter and Davis up front in the interior, having the tough day of being able to deal with the burst that Kyron Williams brings. I mean, we can go to so many different directions with Vic Fangio. How is he going to dial up a game plan to confuse Matthew Stafford? Because there's probably no one in the league. Aaron Rodgers can diagnose coverages to an elite, very high level, of course. But Matthew Stafford is just as good. He can identify what Fangio's doing. He's seen his defenses before. Now, why I have faith in the Philadelphia Eagles in winning this game is because it reminds me of a certain matchup where a high-flying Rams offense. Now, are they as good as what that 2018 Rams offense looked like when they went to the Super Bowl and lost to New England? No. They don't have a Todd Gurley back there. But I would even argue that these wide receivers are better than what they had. Against the Bears, a Sunday night game where they got held to 6 points. Who was the defensive coordinator? That 3-4 defense. You got Khalil Mack on the edge, Floyd on the edge. Rams fans know that guy well. Eddie Goldman and Akeem Hicks in the middle. Who does that sound like? If you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan, it sounds a heck of a lot like Jihaad Campbell, and now who they got on the edge as an elite playmaker. Nolan Smith. Guys off the edge flying around, physical, can drop him back into coverage. They're all over the football field. Zach Bond is like the Roquan Smith of that 2018 Bears defense. Philadelphia has the exact same type of personnel, I would argue better, because they're younger than what that defense looked like. And we saw how much trouble they gave them back in 2018 with the Rams. I would say that Matthew Stafford is playing quarterback at a higher level. Obviously, he can understand defenses better than what Goff did in 2018. But I have to tell you, schematically, how much does an offense change over the years? It can change a bit. The personnel is a lot different now. But still, it is the same type of offense. This is why I believe we will see the Rams attack the Philadelphia Eagles unlike we have seen a team do it in a while. What about the Super Bowl in the second half? When we saw the Eagles give up the big play down the field to Xavier Worthy. Last week, they give up the deep bomb. Up by 10, game's over. Mahomes is chucking the ball around like it's an 8-year-old playing Madden, pressing the A and the X button. I think that the Rams come out and they air this football out. They understand we're not going to be able to get over 4.5 yards of carry against this Eagles front. It will need to be a 345-yard day, 45 passing attempts for Matthew Stafford, and able to beat Philly. Could we come out and play that style against the Eagles in the divisional round last year? No, because it was coming down in buckets at the end of that thing snowing. We were able to run the football a little bit. The passing offense was there, but they really didn't have anything offensively until the final possessions, right? Barkley goes for the touchdown. They're up by 13 points. The PAT misses. The Rams go right down the field. They sack Hurts on that third down. They get it right back. You see the deep strike to Puka Nacua down the sideline. Momentum's with Los Angeles. I guarantee you, if you were a Philadelphia Eagles fan, you were nervous and you were sweating in that moment because the Rams looked like they were coming down to score a touchdown and then end up hosting the Commanders in the NFC Championship game. That could have been this close to happening. But you know who makes a play? Jalen Carter in the interior. Thank you, Chicago, for trading back and letting us take him at number 9 overall. Thank you very much. We'll make that trade. But that's what the Rams do. Because in no universe do I see Los Angeles having a day where they run the ball for 150 yards against Philly. Now, Saquon Barkley, we saw it in 2 games against the Rams. Did he have 4 touchdowns against the Rams over 50 yards last season, playoffs and regular season? He killed LA. Jalen Hurts with like a 50-yard touchdown run in that game also. It has all been on the ground. The Rams were relatively able to contain AJ and Davante on this outside and Goddard. It wasn't the wide receiver weapons. It was the ability to run the ball. I believe that McVay has spent quite a long time looking at film and finding a way to stop that defense. Because we've seen teams do it. We've seen how aggressive the Kansas City Chiefs are, loading that box with 9 guys at times, bringing up the safety. How do the Rams play it? It's going to be some variation of that, but I guarantee you Sean McVay is not allowing that to happen again. He won't let it happen a third time, and could be seeing this a fourth. I mean, I have a prediction for you right now. The Philadelphia Eagles win this game because I trust what we have seen with our own two eyes. And the offensive line looks just as good as it did a season ago. The Rams defense looks just as good, but when we saw them match up, it was the consistent wear. It was the Jalen Hurts legs. Believe that they can still get the offensive weapons on the outside going a little bit more. Brown is still, in my opinion, a top 5 wide receiver in the league to get him going. But I do have the Rams falling on the road at Lincoln Financial, 26-23. Two of the best teams in the NFC, a complete throwdown. Wow, what a matchup. This is a whole lot of fun. We get this matchup week 3. Philly comes off against the divisional win. They beat the Chiefs. Now we got this one. The Rams looking for the road win against a team that they hate. Jared Verse says he hates the Eagles, doesn't like him. We have all the storylines. We're ready for this one. Who wins this game? Let me know down below in the comments who comes up with a win and why. Does Nick Sirianni get another dub against the Rams? Not mattering if it's snow, not mattering if it's on the road at SoFi Stadium. Doesn't matter. That Philadelphia is just going to go out there and they're ready for another repeat. Or Los Angeles turn the corner and they have enough. Maybe. But whatever is the case, you just get the feeling that these teams are going to see each other again in January. So I appreciate you so much. Thank you again for watching this all the way through. Fired up for this one. Easily the best game of the weekend. I will see you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe for more football content in the future. We come out with NFL, college football content every single day. And I will see you next time. Appreciate you so much.
Best player in college football.
That Georgia and Ohio State game, New Year's Eve, is going to be a classic.
Josh Blunder. Hi, everybody. I'm Josh Blunder.
To the 40, 35, 30, Espinosa to the 20.